Good morning. Today's Murli is of 4th July 1974. The title of the Murli is Through the Greatness of Your Original Elevated Stage, Finish the Upheaval of Wasteful Thoughts. Have you come close to your ultimate target? Can you see the signs of coming close to your target? Is the double intoxication of coming close to your ultimate target increasing? The first intoxication is of the karmatit stage, that is, to be beyond all karmic bondages, to be detached and have the elements working as instruments. You will experience this karmatit stage in this way. You will not have to make efforts to become detached again and again. You will easily and naturally experience the one who is doing everything to be separated from the physical organs through which everything is carried out. The second intoxication is of becoming masters of the world. You will experience the physical costume to be ready and visible in front of you. There will be the faith that your costume is ready and that in a short time you will simply put it on. You will very clearly see the new Satopradhan body that is complete with all virtues. Whilst walking and moving around, you will experience the happiness and intoxication that you will leave your old body tomorrow and adopt the new one. There will not be the slightest thought as to whether you will attain the deity status or not, whether you will become a deity or not, or whether you will become a king or a subject. Such doubtful thoughts will not arise because you will clearly be able to see it in front of you. Today you are this and tomorrow you are to become that. Because of being yogyuk with the third eye of knowledge, that is, because of being a constant yogi, because the line of the intellect is clear, and because of being victorious, due to having faith in the intellect, you will experience having adopted that costume many times, and that now also all you have to do is to put it on. There will be firm faith, and you will have a very clear vision. Whilst there is fluctuation in the intellect of whether you will become something or not, there will also be this fluctuation in your stage. So fluctuation in the intellect will result in fluctuation in the stage. The more elevated your original stage becomes, the more it becomes an embodiment of knowledge and full of all virtues, unshakable, stable, firm, and constant. The more the fluctuation in your thoughts will accordingly finish. You saw that for Sakar, Baba, and Mama, there was no fluctuation in their intoxication, even in the thought. They had complete, unshakable, and firm faith that this is already fixed, that is, it is destined. The sign of intoxication is that you will experience unshakable faith and a careless and a carefree stage. Not careless, but carefree. So the sign of being close to your target is intoxication. And the sign of intoxication is faith and being carefree. Together with this, you will be free from being attacked or defeated by Maya in any way. You will be free from any weak thought as to whether Maya will defeat you or whether you will be victorious or not, because you will be able to see it in front of you. Do you have this experience? Do you have the worry of weak thoughts such as, perhaps Maya will come, perhaps I might become weak, or will I be successful or not? You do not waste your time and energy under the influence of the evil spirit of this fear, do you? To have such weak thoughts means that by having doubtful thoughts within yourself, you will never be perfect. To have this thought means that by invoking one evil spirit in the form of your weakness, you will also invoke other evil spirits of Maya. That is, you give this thought some space in your intellect, and with this one thought, you may invite many others. Therefore, until you remove the evil spirit of fear from your intellect, as long as there is this evil spirit, how can there be remembrance of the Father? The remembrance of the Father and an evil spirit cannot stay together in one place. Either it is the remembrance of the Father or the evil spirit. Both cannot remain together in one place. Therefore, there is the saying that an intellect that has faith is victorious. Have faith, awareness, and power that you will belong to the Father, that you have belonged to the Father many times, and that you have been a conqueror of Maya many times. And so, why should it be difficult to become this now? Do you not have the clear awareness that you, the elevated soul, having played the part of being victorious many times, if you do not have this clear awareness, it proves that you have not made yourself clear to the Father. If you do not have clear awareness, then it proves that you have not made yourself clear to the Father. Because you have concealed yourself from the Father for some reason, this evil spirit of fear also remains concealed within you. Because of lack of faith, whatever I am, whoever I am, I belong to the Father. You do not have the faith that you have become this many times. So first of all, check whether you have made yourself clear to the Father. Or do you just please yourself and the Father by thinking that the Father is Jani Jananhar anyways, and that he knows everything? Does the Father not know that he knows everything? You become the teachers of the teacher of the world. Has the Father forgotten that you are reminding him? This is why there is the godly discipline or Maryada, that everyone who misses observing even one discipline or Maryada cannot become Maryada Purushottam, that is, the most elevated ones, following the highest code of conduct. Therefore, Resolve the reason for your excuses. Just consider this. Because of hiding one thing from the Father, you accumulate 100-fold burden on yourself. 100,000-fold burden on yourself. Because of hiding one thing from the Father, you accumulate 100,000-fold burden on yourself. You make many mistakes because of one mistake, and because of disobeying one Maryada. You then disobey many Maryadas. If you haven't lightened yourself from the accumulation of this burden of so many 100,000-fold, how can you move forward in the ascending stage? And how can you become so close to your target? In the world outside, what title is given to someone who conceals something? Anyone who conceals even a small thing would be placed in the list of thieves, would he not? So, whilst you have such sanskars of lying to Bap Dada or just letting something go, covering up, do you know how much sin you accumulate? A lot of such negative activity is shown to the Father. Those who show such activity can never become those with elevated activity. Because you consider the Father to be the Lord of innocent, you think that something can remain concealed and that it doesn't matter. However, He is the innocent Lord in the form of the Father. Together with that, at the time of making you settle your accounts, He is also lawful, Dharamraj. So, what will you do at that time? Will you be able to conceal yourself at that time? Will you be able to save yourself then? Check the many types of burdens you have. From Amrit Vela, there are many godly disciplines and maryadas. And you are also aware how many maryadas you have disobeyed throughout the day. For each maryada, there are marks of attainment. Together with that, there is also the account of the burden on your head. Even for a maryada which you consider to be ordinary, there is the account of the attainment through it and against burden accumulated by it. By wasting the treasure of your thoughts, words, time, and powers, you accumulate a burden of waste. Just as when you waste anything or any food of the yajna, you accumulate a burden. Similarly, the Father has given you the time of this life, of time alive, for world service. All the powers have been given to you for yourself and for the benefit of the world. The mind has also been given to you to have pure thoughts. And the body has been given to you for doing service of bringing benefit to the world. Are the body, mind, and wealth that you have already been given to the Father yours? Are the body, mind, and wealth that you have already given to the Father yours? Whether you have surrendered to the Father, whatever you have surrendered to the Father, now belongs to the Father, does it not? The Father then gave them to you for world service. The mind has been given to you so that you can purify the atmosphere and the environment by using your elevated thoughts. Similarly, if you use a godly gift, that is something given to you by God in a wasteful way, would you not accumulate a burden? Nowadays, the little prasad, holy food offering that is received from the non-living idols in the temples is never wasted. If even one particle drops on their feet, it is considered to be a sin, and it is then accepted by giving it the respect of raising it to the forehead. They will try to use the prasad in the most worthwhile way by distributing it to as many as possible and not waste it in any way. That mind and body, which are the supreme prasad offered to the supreme soul, have been given to you by the Father. And so, would you not accumulate a burden by wasting them? Just as the speed of time is accelerating, in the same way, the speed of attainment or of creating a burden through your effort is also accelerating. This is known as the philosophy of karma. This is known as the philosophy of karma being very deep. Today, Baba has told you about the philosophy of karma, through which you will be able to attain salvation. Now, do you understand what the sign of coming close to your target is? And what is also the method to come close to your target? The two things. Do you understand what the sign of coming close to your target is? And what is the method to come close to your target? Bap Dada also has mercy to make everyone complete and perfect now. But even the Creator is bound by the bondage of maryadas and godly disciplines. Even the Father cannot disobey the maryadas. The Father has to observe the principle of whoever does something receives the return of it. Yes, there is the margin of him to give 100-fold return of one. So you do one deed and Bap Dada gives 100-fold return for that one deed. But you're maintaining courage. By your maintaining courage, he will help, but he cannot do anything else. Achha. So one has to maintain one's own courage and receive Baba's help. To such souls who maintain courage and enthusiasm, to those who are victorious on the basis of having faith in the intellect, to the souls who have come close to their target, to those who constantly maintain their intoxication, to the souls who constantly make the waste powerful, to the souls who are the embodiment of success by using their every second and thought in the worthwhile way, Bap Dada's love, remembrance, good night, and namaste. So this today we heard Bap Dada's Murli on the greatness of one's original stage and how to finish the upheaval of wasteful thoughts. Yes. So are there any questions? Is there any sharing that anyone wants to do?
Om Shanti.
Om Shanti Bijit Bhai, we can hear you.
Yeah. So, yeah, very nice Murli. I really loved it. So in this Murli, Baba is emphasizing on being a faithful, having a faithful intellect, not to have any waste. Even a small waste also can shake us. So, so Baba says that we need to strengthen our faith. We need to have elevated states. So that all created through our faith. So there is an upheaval, right, that comes through waste thoughts. So that affect our stage, and it will also result in our success. Thank you. Om Shanti.
Yeah, regarding the same Bijit Bhai that you shared, Baba reminds us today that where there is faith, fear cannot exist and should not exist. So yeah, that's the point that touched me today.
Waste or best, it is either waste or it's the best. Like Baba said, either it's Baba's remembrance or the evil thought that we, it's one of them can exist and not both, like darkness and light. Thank you.
Yes, today in the Murli, Baba has also talked about uh, how you can understand, how far you've come in terms of the target, what we want to become. So today Baba said that if your stage is that of intoxication, if you're close to the karmatit stage, then you'll be able to feel coming very close to the satyug, the golden aged stage, and you would also feel like your new avatar is already there on the hook, like you can just put it on anytime. So you will feel very close to coming to your ultimate target. And Baba today shared the signs of how you will experience the karmatit stage, that you'll easily and naturally experience yourself being separate from the physical body, and you'll experience yourself as being the one who's carrying everything out. uh, you'll experience the stage of being separated from the body. You'll not have to make the efforts of separating yourself from the physical existence, but you'll feel you are already a separate being. And there will always be lightness in your stage and in your activities. And one will always experience happiness and intoxication. So these are the signs that Baba shared today of the last Karmatit stage. Yeah, Om Shanti.
Om Shanti, sister. Om Shanti.
Om Shanti.
It's like a game Baba started, like, when we are in a race, we would like to see how far is the goal away from us. How far are we from that destination, that post which we have to touch. So like a race, Baba started. And then he said, are you close? He's asking us. So first of all, I should have two things: faith and intoxication. And Baba defines faith in a little different way, that the faith that this is not the first time I'm running the race. This is not the first time I belong to Baba. I know him for so many kalpas. So I will touch the target. And there is nothing which can stop me. That you can say is a faith as well as an intoxication. Intoxication, of course, he is like giving us a picture that as if I have reached the goal, touched the goal, and getting a prizes in the form of a new costume. So this is the race or the visualization which I was trying to churn, what Baba is mentioning now. That is the first thing. And for that, I should not hide. I don't know. I think we can hide anything from the world, but we know there is someone watching. That's what we were taught when we were young. Don't think no eyes are watching you. Look up at the sky, you can see God watching you. That was the first thing. Second thing is about the prasad. I like that very much. I still remember in our devotion days, like we were young, how we were taught to receive the prasad. So even if we receive the tirtha, that is the water, how the thumb and the index finger, we hold it together, and there's a reason. That's how our parents explain. And then take the tirtha and then put it in your thing and then put it above. The distribution part is just purifying the atmosphere, which I put it above my head. And even if it's a drop of the prasad, giving it to somebody, whether it is a vibhuti or whether it is food eating. So I used to ask why that is done. It's because it was believed the food that was offered to the deity partakes it, and the deity returns it to us. And so we have to distribute it to others to purify. Such devotion was there in the prasad. And today, Baba is speaking about that prasad which he has given us, our mind. So how we have to take it, what we have done with it, how we have trampled it, we have not been a trustee. So I was just trying to connect the Prabhu Prasad and the Baba's Prasad And it was I was thinking, okay, how I have to hold the mind, how I have to do it. I think these two things are the intoxication points for me, from the Murli, the race and the prasad.
So yes, it is the race. It's also faith in oneself. Baba has given the example of Mama and Baba, how they were able to have a carefree stage because of their unshakable faith. So, unshakable faith and a carefree stage, Baba said today, is the sign of is a sign of intoxication. Or when you have intoxication, then there will be definitely unshakable faith and a carefree stage uh, as the support, or as the back, the thing that is backing it. So to have unshakable faith in oneself in a carefree stage is only possible by being Maryada Yukta. Or as Baba said in the Murli today, that when one follows each and every Maryada, then one is in a carefree stage. But if any Maryada is broken, then Maya, if we allow only one thing to weaken us, if there is only one Maryada that is broken, but then Maya doesn't come alone, it will come in a group. We allow one thing to come, and then it's like a foot in the door. If only that much is open, that's enough for someone to come inside and rob, or for many to come inside and rob. So not to give Maya the chance to be aware of, what kind of Maryadas we are not following through the day from Amrit Vela up to the night. So Bhagavas talked about following Maryadas also, and to check whether we are crossing any Maryadas.
And interestingly, towards the end of the Murli, Didi Baba speaks about Maryada is not only just for you, even I am bound by Maryada. And that's such a humble and a space from where Baba is telling us that, ingraining in us that how important Maryada is. And he used his own example that I am bound by Maryadas. And I cannot break any of these Maryadas. So if you do take one step, I'm bound to give you 100-fold returns. But I cannot disobey the Maryadas. So that's another point for me to take home today, that how important Maryadas is. To obey Maryada is something which one needs to look at very closely, because the moment we drop Maryada is where we are allowing Maya to come in.
Yes. And also today what Baba said, that you have given everything to the Father. Like we surrender ourselves and we say everything is yours, the mind, the body, even the wealth, everything belongs to the Father. Now once that it has been given to the Father, the Baba says that I give it back to you in trust that you will use it for yourself and for the benefit of the world. But something that is given in trust cannot be used in a wasteful manner. And Baba has also very clearly explained how a waste in the thoughts, a waste in our actions, and the waste in the use of the wealth that Baba has given us will lead to burdens. I was said that you will, in Sangam Yuga, one accumulates uh, in 100,000 fold, and also there is a loss of that much. So if I am doing something according to the Maryada, according to the Srimad that Baba's given me, I'm using my mind, my body, my wealth, my intellect in a fruitful way, then I accumulate a lot of wealth. But if I'm not using it in a fruitful way, if I'm being wasteful somewhere, careless somewhere, then I'm also losing 100,000 times. And Baba has very clearly explained this subtle karmic account, how we accumulate the account, negative karmic account, if I may say so, in this way. So there is a balance, at this time, and to be very careful of how we are using our time, our resources. It's not just for us, it's for the world.
Yeah, about the wastage, I think Baba, see in this Murli Baba mentioned about wasting the yajna food also. It's a small thing, but still that also accumulate a burden.
Om Shanti, sister. Sister, in the last paragraph, which even I wanted to share when Rakhi Ben shared, Baba says even Baba doesn't disobey the Maryadas. And then the next sentence says he follows the principle. I was just thinking, see, there are two things for us, if you see in Brahmin life. One is Shrimat. Shrimat is the consciousness, be soul conscious. Maryada is something which, for that Shrimat, I have to have a lifestyle. It's more or less like a BK lifestyle. Get up in the morning, do this, have a bath, and all that. So these are meant for me because I have to adhere to that thing of soul consciousness. But I was thinking, what is Baba doing in disobeying the Maryadas? Where is that question of line, obeying, disobeying, right, wrong? I have to reach, I have to attain karmati. All that, how does it apply to him? So that one paragraph I was just turning, what is the principle of? So he only gives the return, like if you take one step, I'll give 1,000 steps. That return, fine. But what does that sentence indicate in the Murli? Even Baba doesn't disobey Maryadas. When I, as a Brahmin, I've got these two things, Shrimat and Maryadas.
So Baba said today that Baba is the lawful one. Baba is Dharamraj, the one who keeps the balance of law, the one who is supposed to maintain the law. So the one who maintains the law cannot break the law. And the law is that, in Hindi we say, Jo karega so paega. So anyone, the one who performs an action is the one who receives, and in that same equal quantity. So Baba said that even though Baba is merciful, he cannot break the law and be so merciful that children will do mistakes. They will make some mistakes, but still Baba cannot ignore it and cannot say, okay, there have been this reason and that reason, so it is fine. No. There are no excuses. Baba said, check yourself. Find out what excuses you give yourself where you break your maryadas. But Baba then has to settle your accounts according to one's actions. So, jaisa kiya vaisa paenge. As we do, so shall we get. So that maryada Baba cannot break, even though Baba is the merciful Father. But in the end, he is not the merciful Father. He is also lawful. So there, I think it is where Baba is saying that Baba cannot break the Maryada.
But isn't he also bound by the drama?
Yes, he's bound by the drama. And so to be bound by drama means that then according to the time, Baba has to, Baba changes his role. So initially it was the role of the father, and then Baba becomes the teacher, and then in the end he will become the Dharmraj, then in the end the teacher will always take an exam and give a result. So in the end, it's the time to give results according to the performance in the exam. So then that is Baba's role at that time. So then Baba cannot, at that time when he has to give the result, he cannot become the father and give mercy, show mercy. And I think that is what Baba was sharing in the Murli today. So what Baba can do is to give 100-fold return for what one has done. So Baba says that what Baba can do is to give you a return for all the positive actions that you've done. So one has to maintain courage, and we can receive Baba's help. To receive Baba's help, one has to maintain the courage and to move forward. But he cannot do anything else. So unless I take the first step forward, unless I keep my courage and I move forward, unless I remove the shackles that bound me, Baba cannot help me. So I get what I receive what I give out. So then ultimately it's one's efforts, and through that efforts one receives the outcome of that effort. That is what Baba is sharing today. Yeah, so today we've had a lot of I think the Murli is something to again go through and to understand concept of there are many things that are shared today in the Murli. It talks about the karmic accounts and the subtleties of karma. It also talks about one's stage and how it is influenced by whether we are wasteful or we use our resources in a useful way. Everything in this Sangam Yug, in this Brahmin life, everything that we have is a resource that we have received from Baba. Even our own mind, our own body, our own wealth. It's wrong to say it's our own because it's Baba's now, because we've surrendered it to Baba. And so what do I need to do with my thoughts? What do I need to do with my actions? How do I go about how do I go about my work, my activities through the day, and how it's serving the world, how it's serving myself, to use it in a most as fruitful way as possible, and to have an elevated stage, to have faith in the intellect that yes, we are the ones who are victorious, and we will be the ones who will be victorious again. To have faith in one's role and to be able to see very clearly that yes, I have kind of reached that destination, my target. And so Baba said today in the Murli that to experience this karmatit stage, when you come to that stage where you have been completely surrendered to Baba and used your one's life, one's thought, one's breath in a useful way, and according to Ishwariya Maryadas, then the karmatit stage is not difficult. It will feel very easy and very natural. So,
Sister, there's just one naughty thing in the Murli which we children do. Sorry, I just interrupted you, but that really, like I'm catching Baba's ears. I'm reminding him, you have no smriti? How can you forget what you have to do? Like I become his own teacher. When I just read that paragraph, it is as if Baba is saying, oh, you're coming and catching my ear, naughty child. I don't know, I just wanted to share. That's what we tell. How can you forget God?
yes, yes. So, yeah, Baba said today, no, that do you become my teacher? So when we tell Baba, Baba, you're Jani Jananhar, so you know everything, right? So I don't need to share. I we tend to conceal things from Baba. So Baba says that I you don't need do you need to teach me because I am the teacher. So are you a teacher of the teacher? So sometimes we say we become Baba's teachers also. But in fact, Baba has also uh, shown, Baba has clearly, Baba has clarified, that point that we cannot actually, Baba is the teacher. Baba is the one who is the most knowledgeful. In Hindi, it is said, Buddhivano ka Buddhivan. So I'm showing my ignorance to Baba by saying that, Baba, you already know. So I should not hide anything from Baba. And Baba said that if you conceal or if you do not reveal, there are two things. One is intentionally concealing something, and then the second is not revealing. So what children do is that we don't reveal, feeling that Baba should know. Baba is Jani Janan. So Baba knows, what mistakes I have done. So to not reveal is like Baba said today, it's like being a thief. To not reveal is to hide. And to hide is also a reason one accumulates burden. To be wasteful is one reason. Hide from Baba, to break maryadas. And these are the reasons why it becomes difficult to move forward, or it becomes burdensome sometimes, and not as easy as it should be to reach the karmatit stage.
Sister, just to tell you, there is in Hindu scripture, there is a memorial. It's in Swami Malai, where Lord Muruga goes and advises Shiva and tells him. And there is a very famous memorial of one where the child goes and tells the father Shiva, the universal, he advises him. So this actually, I linked it with that.
Yeah. Okay, so let us remember Baba. Rakiden, will you share sound? Music? Some music?
Sure, sister.
Om Shanti. Today, let me remain in this intoxication that I am the victorious soul. I have many times in the past become victorious. I have overcome Maya. Overcome weaknesses. Conquered Maya. I have deep faith. Faith in Baba, in myself, and in the drama. If not I, then who else is going to be victorious? And this faith, this deep faith within, gives me courage to move forward. I maintain my courage and with enthusiasm. With this faith, I experience Baba's help through my courage and enthusiasm. I am faithful to the one who gives me all the support, all the wisdom, and the one who is showing me the way to perfection. Baba is the Supreme Father and the Supreme Teacher. Very gently guiding me, gently and firmly. Guiding me on this path. Leading me forward to become more responsible and accountable for every thought, for every second. To make myself more powerful, to convert the waste into the best. So I shall look at myself today with greater awareness. Let me be more in tune to how I'm using my mind for my self-development and for world service. Let me be more aware so that I am careful and carefree. So today, as I move forward, I have very clearly the target, the goal in my mind. Om Shanti.
Om Shanti. Thank you, Baba. Thank you, Reena Ben. Thank you, Divine Family. Have a wonderful day. We shall meet tomorrow morning at 5 a.m.
Om Shanti.